is, Frank Biller has been there for such a long time and has created the men's institution to be successful and a really great presence um, in Charlottesville. But all that leads back to Kevin Sauer, who was the women's varsity head coach for a long time and a club coach preceding Accra, but at Purdue.
He was at Purdue, and he was one of the first really sort of Midwest club coach to beat Wisconsin.
Yeah.
On the men's varsity, which was
so
a big deal.
when he got to Virginia, it was one of those things like I not only do I respect club rowing, like I lived it. So let's share this thing, and I think I've even heard from the masters at Charlottesville that Sauer and Biller, just a really great environment to inspire so many people to row in that area.
They're both coaches whose primary focus is rowing and rowers.
Rowing and rowers, and we were talking about coaching trees yesterday. I think we'd probably finish this race before if we finished listing off all the coaches that have come from their coaching tree, whether they're Accra coaches now or moved on to junior masters or wherever else.
And the proof of that was last year we were sitting there announcing, and we looked over our shoulder, and there's Kevin Sauer just pulled up a chair and sat right behind
because
us.
Virginia and Purdue were the two crews fighting for first and second.
Exactly, and Kevin is he's not a guy who seeks the limelight at all, but he sat down and talked to us for a little bit, which was quite nice.
Yeah, that was lucky for me. Before we talk a little bit more about the men's pair, the women's pair is wrapped up, so it was your UVA. Hold on, I'm on the wrong page. UVA, Texas, and Lafayette moving on to the grand final. And like I predicted, the UVA crew coming in a little bit faster than that William & Mary crew at an 8:32 compared to the William & Mary 8:46. Texas also posted an 8:46, so that is going to be some very interesting racing.
And then Liberty 8:53 and Oklahoma State 8:54 in those two heats as well. So there's going to be some good racing in the final. I think
early in that race, everyone's going to have to pull out the stops. It's going to be really, really intense. But we are moving on to the men's semifinal number 1 from the left side to the right side of your screen. We have another Lafayette crew. This is Benedict Tropiano and Cristo Majeras. Michigan Rowing Association, Elijah Cook and Sammy Dubaisi. Grand Valley, Pierce Cusweiler, James Thompson. WashU of St. Louis, Sebastian Tyler and Ryan, no last name. Tulane in lane 2, never gets old for me, Ivan Bychek and Garrett Masterson, and Arizona State on their 25th anniversary of their program in lane 1. Juan Ruan and Griffin Krubalkian.
Juan Ruan and Griffin Krubalkian. That's where are they sitting right now? It's sort of hard to tell where we are. Have we seen?
We will find out in a minute because after we address this. Is this the WashU crew? No, this is Grand Valley? Grand Valley. Just long, strong, so far ahead of the field. And not only are they getting great spacing away from their puddles, it's so clean, just looks like they're sailing past it. I can't imagine they're much higher than 32 right now.
We have the technology. Unless someone wants to count strokes for a minute and then put it in the live stream chat. It's about a 34, actually. But it looks
it's so
lower than
long,
that, right?
Is the thing. But they have a little bit more contest than I gave them credit for. WashU out of St. Louis is right there on their tail. A little bit of overlap. This crew has been doing a great job.
They're at 35, 35 and a half. And you can actually see, one of the ways you can tell who's higher at sometimes is just look at the two and see if where their catches are coming up relative to each other. This WashU crew 33 and a half, 34 right now. Sort of maybe that was a little bit of a move. Again, the only slight difference probably in there is as WashU is going, you can see the bowman in that boat sort of throwing a little bit of body energy into it. The crew from Grand Valley,
I love it. It's not everyone's favorite style of rowing. I love, so not only is the WashU crew getting a lot of rotation as they swim forward,
that part's great.
They're holding the rotation. The bowman is leaning all of his weight effectively towards the rigger. So he's sitting at kind of a tilt, but not one that's going to mess up the boat. Obviously, if
you can see as they go past us, it's actually set and moving. So they've figured out how to make it work between the two of them.
Yeah, the hips are set, and it's just enough of their ribs and their trunk leaning towards it that it's really helping affect a lot of power into the...
But the Grand Valley crew is longer. They also look like they're taller guys, and maybe that's just how they're sitting. My instinct is that the bowman of that WashU crew is not a particularly tall guy and is figuring out how to make it work.
Yeah, this Grand Valley State crew won the macro pair over Michigan by 18 seconds, and I think that margin's pretty similar right now, and I think they're on the charge to try and win the entire ACRA, not just the macra. But really great. Look at that. The sun is still coming up. Beautiful shine on the river, and we're just getting this great zoom in. Grand Valley has separated a little bit more on that wash crew than I think they are happy about, but both crews putting down a great pace right now. Really excited to see what this time shapes out to be.
So who's sitting in third as far as we know?
I didn't get a chance to look at that, so I was talking too much about the women's pair and these other club programs. When we get a zoom out, we'll find out soon. I think it's going to be the Michigan or the Lafayette crews, but they're not. It's a pretty far margin, so none of them are on the screen yet.
Yeah.
What's really interesting, kind of like the men's single, the 2025 champion is not here. USC is not here at all this year, let alone in the pair. Right? Southern Cal's not here this year?
No, they are not,
here.
They had a goal earlier in the season of defending that pair.
And it's too bad they're not here.
Had some
change.
They had to go find an interim coach in the middle of the year. We'll just put it that way, and that I think has kept them from being able to come to Accra.
The ability to repeat is not available, so the ability to be
champion is new for everyone.
New for everyone, right? The way I was thinking about how to say it was like, oh, it's anyone's game, but every year it's anyone's game. But Great Valley 7:25, so that is the time to match.
Then Tulane third.
Tulane in the third place spot. Sorry to them,
Lafayette.
I did not see
fourth.
the green. What are they? The green wave.
Michigan in fifth, DeBasy and Cook, and then sixth would be.
Sixth is going to be the Arizona State crew.
Arizona State, thank you. So we're on to the second final, about 20 seconds in.
Bit of extra
second semifinal.